All right, here's Doug's tune, and I went back and listened to quite a few different bands, and I think generically it should be played in the key of A, which actually makes it better on the guitar because there is a little bit of a reach on a couple spots. But you know, I found a couple of Dillards recordings, and it looks to me like the Dillards actually did it in the key of A. So I'm not sure how your band and the people that you jam with may do it, but let's do it. I'm going to do it in the key of A. So the intro. So all it is the guitar gets to do the intro on this the way the Dillards did it and the way that I hear it. So I'm doing a G chord, it's out of a G chord, and then I'm coming up here to the 4th fret of the D string, and then down to the 2nd string, and then open, or 2nd fret of the D string, and then open D. With a little strum, look at the right hand. And then what I like to do on this then is on the 2nd time through, and you can do it either way. So that 2nd time through, it's the G note, and then 2nd fret D string, open, and then 2nd fret A string. Again with that little strum in between. So the first time, 2nd time, first time. Let's do it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to D. The banjo usually comes in there. So up speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how it might kick off again. And you can do that walk. And there's going to be several places where that walk can be used. Walk up to D. Go from the B, C, C sharp to the D. That can be used on the stops. Let's see. Here's the stop. 2, 3. In fact, that's pretty dramatic for that guitar to do that. So 2, 3. So that's a couple rhythm things that can be done in here. And it also depends on what your bass player is doing, because the bass player may already do that riff or that walk, and it can get a little bit busy if both are doing the walk. So let's get into the melody. You know, one of the things in picking any instrument in almost any genre, but I notice it mostly in bluegrass because that's the music that I mostly love, not the only music, but you want to fill in this. You want to fill in the gaps. You don't want there to be gaps. So at the beginning, you want a couple of pickup notes, and at the end of your break, you want some trailing notes. And I'm going to show those to you. So pickup notes here. All that. Listen to it. So it starts on the D string. Actually, I've got a little grace note on that G string, little upstroke. And that little riff can be used in almost any song you play. All right, so how does that get into Doug's tune? It's going to go right back to that D note. That's the first note of the first measure. So let's get this riff, because this is where it's in the 5 position. I'll start using. I'll go interchangeably between Nashville numbering and quarterly position. So I'm going to call that a D, even though it's really an E with a capo on. So let's get this first riff down. The simple breakdown of it is this. Open D note, upstroke on the 2nd fret of the E string with a pull off. Whoa, where am I? There we go. After that 2nd pull off, I'm going to the C note, which is actually a D note. So again, I'm going to speak in terms of just what it is positionally. Forget the capos even there. Let's do that together several times. Alright, and you heard a couple times I was hitting that A note or G, on the G string. But here's what you're working towards. You know, in other words, a simple melody. But now, you know, now that I've got this D7 shape formed here, I can use all of these strings. So get that motion down. Don't forget the basic melody. You want those notes to be heard. And then the 2nd phrase starts on the open G string. And it's best if you can do this with a pull off. In other words, match that first phrase, and so I'm up here on the 5th fret to the 3rd fret. I'm pulling off from the 5th fret to the 3rd fret on the bravo string, and then open bravo. And if you can't quite get that pull off, because it's a kind of an odd pull off, you can hit each note. I like it as a pull off because it matches the first phrase. Okay, so those two together, here we go. 1, 2, 3. To the first phrase, and then here's that first walk. So it starts with a little G chord here, and go ahead and strum it. So I've got my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the bravo string and my pinky on the 3rd fret of the echo string. And then I drop down to middle finger on 2nd fret of E string. And then open E. And then open E. It's really just about a scale in the key of G that starts on this F sharp note. So that's open E, 2nd fret, open E, 3rd fret on the bravo string, so that 1st fret, open, and then 2nd fret golf, and then open golf. To that first phrase. come back and show you an alternate right in there, but it repeats that whole first thing. So everything we've done together so far is this. Here's where it's going to the 4 note, or the 4 chord. So I'm going to hit a short little C chord here. Get that? It's a little C chord with, in other words, I've got a C chord, but I don't need my ring finger. I'm starting with that strum on the second fret of the golf string. And then open golf back to the G chord with a slide up to 5 to get some drone. And then there's very classic bluegrass guitar lick. And you got to get that pause in there that Doug Dillard throws in. So this whole C part is. Alright, one more time. And you can hear I kind of alternate between 4 and 3 if I on the D string. Gives a little bluesy with that flatted 7th there. Either one works. So anyway, and you got to get that slide back up to drone on the D because he hangs on that 1 chord. So the whole first half, we'll call it the A part. Part, and I did a little faster there, but work on that slowly. Let's see, what are we up to time wise? We're up to 13 minutes. So let me stop right there. I'm gonna stop there. That's the A part. Let me see. Let's get into how the B part will sound. B part will sound. Let's see. Here's the end of the A part. Let's do it from here. Whoops. And that's how the B part sort of is going to sound. I'll do it better on the next lesson.